Hey everyone. So I've got an arena game here. The queue popped a little sooner than expected, which is why we're only getting to it now. But I am facing some very strong competition at this table, including obviously Zivok. Um, um, so we have a game with late TPs and dwellings. It's a stacked TPs event, and kind of rainbow cult rewards, big buildings in round 3. Um, we've got red, black, and blue in the game, so gray is a good color here, and brown or yellow might be okay. I prefer not yellow because of Chaos Magicians. And 2 ship tiles means that I don't love fakirs here either. So, I mean, gray does make Chaos Magicians quite bad. It's possible that I should toss in yellow and just see how things play out. Yeah. I don't want nomads, so I am going to put in fakirs. Fakirs are a little weak, but I think that this allows Chaos Magicians to have a better game. Alchemists and mermaids are a little messy, but mermaids will have a better game. Chaos Magicians shouldn't actually fight that hard for yellow hexes. They might want E8 a bit, but other than that, I think it'll be kind of interesting to see how this one goes. I think there's going to be some fight over this E8 hex. Fakirs should try to secure E6 early in the game, while Chaos Magicians should try to secure E7 early, and then that'll put some pressure on the E8 hex. I am bidding pretty aggressively here. I should probably do a little more thinking about the actual evaluation instead of just talking so much. People do seem to agree that mermaids are quite good. I think that the track says that alchemists are very good. Oh, all 4 of the passing tiles are in the game. I think that this looks like a very classic, like, Temple for Earth 1, ship a lot if you can. Mermaids might be aggressive toward B3 and A8. But you should always be able to get through here. The question for alchemists is actually, like, who are your neighbors in the east? This might be an interesting game where, like, the only eastern town that you can get is through D8 through F7 because Chaos Magicians give you this neighbor. But I don't think fakirs don't play in the east, and mermaids certainly don't play in the east. Zivok goes for Chaos Magicians before alchemists. So I think that your towns look like here. Maybe you get B4, maybe you don't. Well, I guess Chaos are going to try to fight for this B4 hex. I still actually kind of like mermaids, but I think that this is probably the last one I'm willing to bid, because alchemists are pretty troublesome for mermaids, admittedly. I think that you just temple for Earth 1, you get to 2 ship, and then you hit C1, B3, A8, whichever ones are left for you. Mermaids are kind of likely to take C1 early. That's kind of an issue for you if you're alchemists here. I might be inclined to dig pretty aggressively against alchemists if I'm mermaids, like open with a temp ship tile and then hit like A8, C1. However, alchemists would be thrilled to get like, well, no, alchemists aren't thrilled with a round 1 pass tile at all. That's one of the issues with alchemists, I suppose. Yeah, because fakirs are going to take this guy, and then mermaids are going to take this guy and double dig in round 1. And then alchemists are kind of in trouble, because their round 1 pass tile is either going to be like a coins tile, which is super underwhelming, or a power tile, which is even worse, or like this single worker, which is very bad. Or, I mean, yeah, I mean, like, alchemists are going to get, like, very little value out of round 1. Chaos Magicians are getting bid because they have a chance of getting this guy, and this extra cult bump gets them a spade in round 1. I don't think that people should allow that to really happen. But I think there might be enough going on for alchemists here. And I do like Chaos Magicians more. I have to say, like, fakirs are not nomads. They're not going to obliterate you by just being in the game. However, it is a little awkward for Chaos Magicians. So I think alchemists or fakirs can be okay here. The question is, like, these late dwellings, like, who's going to hit your hexes? That's a big question in this game. Fakirs are pretty likely to try double temple shenanigans, I think. Our game plan for Chaos is we assume that alchemists take this guy. So we're going to get this. I would say we temple for Earth 1, Earth 2, try to get a priest, and then try to buy a priest and send it to Earth. If we wind up finding that we have tempo at any point, like someone takes like a double spade or something, then we immediately buy the priest. Actually, I guess if I were alchemist, I would probably just buy the priest first action. We'll see how it goes. Alchemists could certainly buy a priest and immediately send, like, with their first action, and then either send it to Earth or advance ship with it. They could just get onto this tile. Then they can't get out many dwellings in round 1. However, it does put them in a position to get this in round 2. I did have a feeling that Roland would be ready to pass there. I think that we like 2 actions as Chaos here. We like the single spade, and we like the priest. So we should be able to get one of those 2. So I do feel a bit better about that. Mermaids are going to start d5, so we're going to have this neighbor. We are going to be able to get e7 as a hex at some point this game. Oh, we have c1, which I expected e5. Oh, this is really bad for us. I mean, I understand this, but this is very bad for us. And I guess I should have seen this coming, but we do hate that. Because now they threaten d6 as well. We still get this hex, but we're not getting the center town, obviously. We need a bridge, or we need a double dig on f4. Maybe we double dig f4. This obviously is not what we were bidding for. And it's double West Alchemist, which actually makes quite a bit of sense to me. Just given everything. I will need to ship very aggressively or dig very aggressively this game. I think that we're in a fair bit of trouble, actually. I'm going to say that the pass tiles are coin rich enough, and there's enough like help with the temp shift tile that maybe I can just push off the Sanctuary until this round, and then like go for Earth 1, Earth 2 or something, and then push off the Sanctuary until late. Zevok is considering not taking the cult step. If Zevok doesn't take the cult step, that's a huge break for me, because that does get me the spade to come up here. That would be fantastic. I think that the tiles are so close in value that I would just be taking the cult step tile as alchemist. Yeah, unfortunately they do. So I do need to think about what I want to take here, which is probably not the priest, and instead is probably the single spade. But as I said, I think I can get the single spade later. If I'm correct, alchemists are taking the priest here. Mermaids double dig should probably go like c3, c4. To fully take advantage. Actually, no, it should probably be a8, right? a8, c4 or something. Build 1, 2, 3, 4 dwellings. Alchemists do take the priest as predicted. So with alchemists taking the priest, this says, oh, okay, well this is absolute garbage then. Okay. So we need to take either Earth 1, Earth 2, or like Fire 1, Earth 2. The question is which one is better. I think that, okay, there's enough pass tiles this game. Even though like the last round is dwellings, I think that we should focus on economy here. So let's take Fire 1, Earth 2. This does give us the power, by the way, to take that single spade action, which is obviously so critical. Fakirs taking the big building tile generally means that they're going to open double temple. In a typical game, that would be Earth 1, Air 2. Though I do wonder if Earth 1, Earth 2 might be better in this case. Alchemists decide to feed mermaids. So I am losing Earth 1. I probably should have thought of that, because alchemists actually do want Earth 1 quite a bit. So fakirs are opening double temple, so they are taking Earth 1. So I have given up the Earth 1 favor. I mean, I think that this Fakir's opening is just very bad for me. I think I'm in a fair bit of trouble now. I could just... So, another line that I hadn't even thought of was, I could just go ahead and take the 2 workers and open with the Sanctuary anyway. Fakirs are probably going 2 more actions, right? But probably the lack of leech means that this is just better. Yeah, I have too little leech to really entertain doing something else right now. Unfortunately. So alchemists are going to go Earth 1, Priest to Earth, presumably. Yeah, this is a pretty nightmarish situation right now. Because odds are that I am losing d6, which is so important as my gateway to the east. I suppose this is where I would have started if I were Fakirs as well. But I would have maybe thought that I could get e6 and come over, but like, if Fakirs do beat me to, like, the lack of leech means that I can't even threaten double spade next round. So I can't actually get, like, this hex, which means that I'm in trouble for G2, because I also don't have, like, tempo on getting down to G2, because I can only advance my ship once. So we're just in all sorts of trouble, and I think that we're pretty much effed this game. So I'm going to pass on to something useless. Zivak had a deep think about what to do with this priest. He eventually settles on getting the spade from it, and getting some points on this cult. Oh, Fakirs are passing. This is a huge, huge break for us. This is... I absolutely did not expect that. Fakirs are also not threatening double dig, so I assume that they're going to single dig e6 with their first action next round. They actually have enough to fly, single dig, build this, and hard dig G2, which is very sad for me. But with this, I think that this means that we're just going to Sanctuary 1 round early. We don't have a lot else to do. Zivak should block Earth 1 here, because if he doesn't, then I am going to get Earth 1 with like no drawbacks next round. Admittedly, if I had known that this was going to be the case, I would have just taken Earth 1 instead of Fire 1, like 100%. Zivak does love Water 2, though, and there are 2 Water Cult rewards. I think that Water 2 is not the right call in this game, but he has been known to like do fun Water 2 Alchemist stuff, and I would love it if he had fun and let me just like secure what I want here. Not counting on it, though. I think that anything other than Earth 1 is just getting a little too cute for Alchemists, but again, like, the fact that Zivak is thinking about it could be a good sign for me. It is Earth 2. So I don't think that Zevok can possibly get the Leech to take Earth 1 now. And Zevok also can't 5 Power Priest to get a second Earth Spade. So this might just be a claim on economy or something. I don't know. Al makes a dig that I wouldn't. Okay, Al's going to build H2 before C3. So C3 is just going to stay blue, and then Al's going to build H2, I believe, to take advantage of temp ship. That is my assumption here. Leaving A8 is pretty kind to alchemists. I probably would have just claimed A8 there. Oh, Zevok does have enough to take 2 workers. Oh, okay, I see. So he's going to take Earth 1 now. Fair enough. So I'm not getting Earth 1. Okay. So if I'm not getting Earth 1, then my first action is probably just going to be Priest to... It can either be fire or water. The upside to water is that with my Sanctuary, I'm very likely taking Air 2, Water 1 or something. I absolutely don't want Air 1 this early, but I can afford 1 scoring favor. So Zevok goes for double Temple, and is going to give Fakirs access to double Spade, which now they're going to get E3, E6. So, yeah. Well, this is a bummer. This is still not enough to Spade twice, but whatever. I don't know that this Priest is like a very particularly good reward. Like, it doesn't feel that way, right? Anyway, yeah, this is like a pretty fast route to like last place here. I should not have put in yellow and then bid on Chaos Magicians. It was just a mistake. Oh, it does look like I might get G2 though. Like this dig means that it's going to take a while for yellow to get down here. So that's like a very small break that I caught. And Fakirs could aggressively dig this and drop their landscape here, but they want E2 as well so that they can make a town through here. So, okay, yeah, they take B2, E3. So this is all fine for Fakirs. We'll put the priest on the water track. Yeah, so this is water 1, air 2, I believe. It's water 1, air 2. Ugh. God, this is gross because, wow, yeah. So alchemists are actually going to get to A8, which is pretty insane. I think that we're passing on to this tile. Like, I would love a power tile so that I can actually get the digs for F4, but I'm not going to get that. So I will probably be advancing ship twice next round to get to G2 or something. Yeah, Al giving, like, I really don't like the way that mermaids decided to give this. They also decided to upgrade here instead of over here. I think D5 had to have been better because there was a high chance that Fakirs were going to double temple. But whatever. I don't control other players' actions. I only control my own actions. So we'll secure this. We'll grab this because our leech situation is just absolutely atrocious right now. This guy will give us the extra worker, which is why I'm very interested in that. Al, buddy, I really don't like what you're doing here. Just take A8. This has to be A8 in my opinion, right? C3, then dig A8, and like, I mean, I also don't love this priest of fire. Like, you're on the ship at G tile, like C3, A8, then A11. You've cut off alchemists, and then like you get the S5 alchemists, to be fair. But if I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 leech plus this, I actually should be able to get the double spade next round. Assuming that my opponents do build C3 and E6, which I think, well, Zevok is going to build A8 before E6, but I do wonder if his priest is going to go to the air track or if it's going to come here, because I really want that leech. Admittedly, no one else should be actually taking that leech, should be able to take double spade next round, so I will be able to get the spade to come through f4 g2. So this priest, it doesn't matter if it goes here or there. Like, I can put just I can open next round with a cult bump or priest to air. This is really nice for fakirs. It's they pass on to coins instead of the two workers tile, which is just, I mean, to me that's like a sign that they effed up. Because God, like, this tile is so good, but whatever. I mean, they have a mountain of points. They are going to be able to open Sanctuary. Zivok does down convert. So I think that what we're doing here is we are going priest to air to open next round. Yeah, we're going to go priest to air, and then we're going to double spade this, build this, and then try to... I think that we can still grab a 2-key town at the end of it. No one else should really be doing that. Or actually, should I grab the 2-key town here? The extra worker is nice, but the 3 points might be more important. Yeah, let's see if we can do priest to air, double spade, g2 as my round. And then just pass onto this. I would have to leave this hanging, but how important is this priest to air? I think it's fairly important. I am absolutely not winning this game without smashing cults. So let's do this. By the way, I also love my opponents rushing Earth 1 and then not being able to take power actions. This coin's power action is going to lay fallow this round, unless people like do a ton of building up. This is water 1. Okay, Zivok has actually has enough. So, okay, so like people building next to each other is going to give the leech that someone is going to get a coins action. Just fair enough. I was just idly hoping. It also does look like there's a high chance that I'm not going to be able to pass onto this if I build 2 dwellings here, but I do need to build 1. I do need to grab f4 like 100%. Zivok got water 1 blocked. That's fairly predictable given everyone's power situations. I think he's deciding between the 2 workers and the 7 coins. Probably the right move is to go for the 7 coins first, then build the stronghold, and then use the power for that, grab the workers, and build a sanctuary for fire 2. I'm almost certain that Zivok really likes fire 2 more than a lot of other strong players do. So I feel very good that Zivok is going to go for fire 2 this round, especially with a fire cult reward. So I think that what we're going to see is the coins first. God, this is really bad. Like our future expansion looks like absolutely awful, because fakirs can take d6 at their... Wow, they take a single spade. I did not see this one coming. I really didn't see this one coming. So this puts pressure on fakirs to secure e2, because Zivok could hard dig that away. But I guess fakirs can always just make this town. It's probably not worth it to rush this. So the sanctuary is not getting built this round, which is interesting. That goes against my expectations. Roland does secure this hex, and Roland is about to pass for a... Roland is about to pass for the TP tile. I don't know if I should let him have that. I think I should pass for the TP tile here. But can I afford it economically? I think the answer is yes, because what else am I doing, right? The only risk really is that I lose my tempo on a 2-key town, but... So if I stay in this round longer, the upside is that Actually, I could just secure the 2 key town now if I stay in the round longer, but there are lots of good tiles to pass on to. Am I talking myself out of doing this? Like, I mean, I could secure the 2 key town now, right? That gets me another worker. I can just have a really long round here as well. And I think that having a really long round might be the right move, because I might be able to buy the priest and advance ship twice and get up to A6 and block fakirs from taking this hex from me. And then I might be able to like hard dig B4 and get into A9 next round or something. So I do need to think about this a little bit. I think there's enough upside to staying this round, is what I'm deciding. Getting the 2 key town this round is good. It's just good to get the 2 key town. Yeah, because I am getting onto a pass tile anyway, with Mermaid's economy looking like this. Okay, so I get locked out of the fire cult, but no worries, because okay, so Zivok is going to win the fire cult, despite that I've done this. So I need to worry about where my cult bump is going to go. Like, basically, I think Zivok is going to take fire 2 and secure F3 when he can. I mean, I guess I don't know that, right? But my question is, do I actually want to put my bump onto the water cult so I can get some extra power? This is a worker. This is a spade. And this is 2 power. 2 power seems like the most underwhelming based off of those options, right? The worker is points against mermaids. Well, I think we're always advancing ship, so let's advance our ship, and we'll think about it a little harder. Because I am considering passing on to temp ship next round, instead of passing on to yeah, fakirs are multiple actions away from this. I think they might open with a double spade and take away D6, but this hex seems good to grab. Actually, double spade gets A6, D6, doesn't it? Where can I even spade that's good? I guess I can spade this. There's the stronghold. I can no longer advance my ship. Temp ship's tempo might be good. Alright, let's just grab the spade. I don't know if there's like a great place to put it, but it can't be that bad to have an extra spade. Roland's only gonna be able to fly twice next round, so like, if he doesn't secure F3 with one of them, then that hex is gonna go away. And that means that I7 is gone as well. So I think the 2 flights are B4, F3, and then I can just put this thing like into the dirt or whatever. Zivok wants to stay in this round long so that he can pass back onto that tile. That's fine by me. My question is, do I want to take a coins action here? I think the answer to that is just yes. Let's grab this coins action. Oh, okay, so thinking about it, this was probably the wrong move. And I think that the reason why that's the wrong move is that I am getting air 1 next round, like very likely. So right now is water bump or fire bump there. Probably the fire bump was better. And Zubok does up on the tile to block me from it. I'm going to pass on to this. So this way, like the 6 VP is just going to be good. If Roland does decide to go for a double dig here, then like I'm locked out of it anyway. Like I was never going to get it. Like even with a temp ship, I wasn't beating Roland. Locked out here, I would have to assume. Fakirs have yet to drop their landscape, which is interesting. But yeah, they do take these 2 hexes away from me, which I'm really I'm really just fucked this game. And mermaids are playing this stupid fucking cult game, which is just annoying me so much. Yeah, so Fakirs will have 2 towns pretty cleanly. I think I can take a priest, advance my ship 3 times, and at least secure these hexes. I'm not going to be able to get up here anymore. So maybe I think that the right thing to do was probably to actually get up here last round. And now I have to take a stupid priest action because I am an idiot. I should have taken the priest last round and advanced the ship, and then I just have tempo on A6. But we are going to get to 3 ship, then take D6, D7, maybe hard dig G4 out of 8. Yeah, so I think that this round is about advancing my shipping and getting out more dwellings. I can get out 3 more dwellings, I hope. If Roland does find it in his heart to hard dig D6, then I just come at G4 instead and come up here. Then next round is the Temple for Air 1 make TPs round. It looks like I'm only going to have, if this hex stays, well actually this hex is definitely getting built, so I have 3 neighbors for TPs next round, and I can also make a temple for Air 1, I think. I am eventually going to build 8d6, which will give leech to mermaids. Fakirs need to lock up b4 this round, so that's where their other flight is going. They probably don't care as much about f3, so I think that alchemists are getting f3. Alchemists probably just town here, right? They take 2 workers, then dig d1, e1. Take a workers town, dig this. Unfortunately, this range town on East 3 is going to give a lot of leech to mermaids. Mermaids really, really want this coins action, and they're finally going to be able to get it. But they have to make sure not to give it to fakirs, which I don't think that they will. If they give it to me, I'm going to take this leech, but I won't be taking a coins action, so that's probably a good read. I'm going to advance my ship again. I think that there's probably a good case that I was supposed to just take a coins action there. Because mermaids are getting a coins action now, and that might just be too good for them. Yeah. Here comes the coins action for mermaids. Problematic. Yeah, Al does get the coins action, which I do think I was supposed to take that away. I didn't want to burn myself down, but in hindsight, it's like, why? Fakirs have a choice of either F3 or B4 right now. We're going to find out which one they prefer. I think that, like, personally speaking, I am biased, but I think that this was a huge mistake by mermaids in round 1. I think mermaids were supposed to be much more aggressive about filling in, like, this. They were supposed to make their sanctuary over here, in my opinion, and also take away A8 from alchemists. Yeah, fakirs do lock up their hex like they're supposed to. So I think what's going to happen is my cult spade is... Oh wait, this hex is dead. So my cult spade is clearly going on G4 then. Another cult spade, I suppose, just goes on I7. Okay, so... I think I really need to play cults here. I don't know that I have neighbors for a second town. It doesn't look like... I guess I could try to search for a town here, but it requires a bridge, and mermaids also want the bridge. Like, I could dig these 2 hexes or something, but I think that water... Like, playing a good cult game has to become a focus now. So I think that I actually am going to temple here. I'm going to temple for water 2, air 1. Yeah, and then we're going to build 1 TP. So let's down convert. We want all the economy right now. We need to be careful not to hit this hex with our cult spade, because this hex would actually allow fakirs to spade this and get over here. Mermaids take fire 2, that's very annoying. However, I think that there may be a temple for fire 2, fire 3 in my future. So now I guess the cult bump actually just goes on earth cults. Just thinking about the balance of my economy, I think that there's a chance I get blocked on these pass tiles and I wind up passing on to the 6 to 7 coins. So I don't want to build 2 TPs here, I want to build 1 TP here. Yeah, I want to build 1 TP and 2 dwellings, I believe, and then just hit some hexes to red. Probably G4, B6. Build G4 and then 2 TPs next round, and build the rest of my stuff. Yeah, because G4 will allow me to spade one of these guys to red. as well. So I think the two cults where I want to hit the 10 step are going to be fire and earth. That said, Zivok is going to take fire too, and he's also going to be taking the 8-point town. So he's going to get up to step 8 pretty soon. This will be round 6. Like, it's round 6 where I'm going to, like, actually consider templing for that. I think I need to just focus on TPs in round 5. Round 6, I'm not going to have that many hexes on which I can actually build dwellings, so that may be the spot where I actually do other shenanigans. I have been assuming that I'm just going to get onto the 7 coins tile. I really don't think. I really think my opponents are going to want like the points tiles instead. So let's not convert right now. Zivok still wants dwellings and not TPs, so yeah, he doesn't have air 1, so he doesn't want to just build a random TP here. I might consider coming at H3. Oh no, H4. Okay, so this is the 3rd town spot. And I'm looking at giving him a neighbor here. But I think that that's probably wrong. I probably should not give him a neighbor on I7. I should hit G7, B6. Al does pass. We'll build this hex. And then we'll build this hex. Zivok is going to build H5 as his final action. There it is. Zivok cannot 4-town. He's got too many structures in random places, so I assume that it's going to... He won't go for a town through here. I think that this is also too many random structures if he... Well, he could go for a town through here, given that I'm going to be on G4, but we'll see how he chooses to approach that. But in any case, we're going to just pass on to some coins right now. We could pass on to this cult step. The cult step is actually quite valuable to me. My dreams this round are really like TP, 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 which is 9 coins. And then I want to build maybe 2 dwellings. So I actually don't need all the coins here. So I think that I will actually prefer this. Locks, just seeing your message now. How am I doing? I am doing good. Thank you for asking. I'm not doing well in this game, but I think that overall I'm feeling pretty happy. Life's good. We said we need to be careful not to dig this guy. We also don't want to dig this guy because that'll give Zivok a neighbor if I come there. So we want to come up here. So we want to make sure not to close out the air cult. We only have 2 keys. So I think that, as we were saying, that the water cult is a good one to take and the fire cult is a good one to take. We don't really have tempo on taking the earth cult away from Zivok. And I think that he's probably just feeding us anyway because he has 2 more towns coming and he has both. Well, he doesn't have water 1, so maybe it's worth fighting him. Yeah, Al is going to annoy me on the water cults, which is predictable. Let's just close that out on him. We're never losing the air cult, so I think that it's a mistake to try to close that out. We did want to build G4, so we've let alchemists mess with us. There's a chance that alchemists or fakirs take this hex from us now, so that is sad. But alchemists don't mess with that. They instead give us like a small amount of leech, which we greatly welcome. Like we don't want to take 3 VP leeches anymore, but I think that taking small leeches is still okay. Okay, so G4 is getting left for us, which is fantastic. We're going to secure that. Oh, wait a second. I didn't need to use a priest. I could have just put a cult bump there, because I have 2 cult bumps. And I might want a faster round. Like, I'm guaranteed to get on a pass tile next round, because there's 4 pass tiles, but I could have had better passing tempo than this, so... Slight sadness. We're just going to take a long round and not worry too much about things. I suppose that I could have built I7 instead, because that would have given... Oh, wait, hold on. I have this neighbor, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 3 neighbors for stuff. Ooh, Roland goes for the stronghold. This was a ship town, so what exactly is Roland going to do with his stronghold? I think that this is going to get undone. Yeah, that can't be right. This is supposed to be a temple for Air 1, I believe. It could also be Fire 2, but I think that Air 1 is considerably better. I think that, first of all, he needs to secure his hexes. So I think that B1 is coming next. Like, there's literally only 1 hex that you can get with Fire 2. Or the extra range. He might come after F5 and come here at some point, but right now... Yep, so it is a temple. Again, yeah, Air 1 is just way better, so that's the right read from Roland. Roland will be taking a priest town, probably. The 8-pointer doesn't seem to be a ton of points. The single spade goes on to E9, so Al is going to look for a town in here with a landscape. That's fine by me. That gives me a better shot at making a town, actually. It gives me a reason to take this C5 hex. Though I might prefer to put the 2 spades on... Well, the spades are probably going to go down here, and I will drop a bridge here, and if someone wants to mess with it, they can, but... so my 2 TPs are going here, and I actually don't have the workers to build other stuff. I suppose that I can do priest to worker here. That's probably the right read. So this... So the rest of my desires this round are, they're going to be TP, TP, dwelling. So that's a priest to a worker. Alchemists do come in here, so I am going to continue to get some leech. Mermaids are probably going to hard dig E10 next, I assume. I think that was the wrong spot to upgrade for fakirs. You want to force alchemists to take 2-for-1s. They love everyone loves free leech, but alchemists don't particularly love 2-for-1s. So basically, Zvox sees that this is a better town spot than this because this doesn't have neighbors. So he's going to build around me here, which I love. I love that he's going to build around me. Al makes town number 2. I have 2 cult bumps. I think that Zvox is always going to lock up the Earth cult if he can. But that said, I am planning on a Fire 2, Fire 3 grab if I can. So I don't need... Oh, Al is going to... Al has no priests, so... We'll worry about the cult bumps later. Let's just continue doing our stuff for now. And our stuff involves... this. I don't want to upgrade this because I think that I'm getting free leech here. I think I'm going to get free leech on G5, or, okay. I get that free leech. E9 should get upgraded, so... Oh, Roland did not fly. Okay. Okay, Roland is just going to secure a town here. It's probably a workers' town at this point, right? Yeah, it is a workers' town and not a priest town, because that's a few too many TPs. I would probably just lock up B1 here if I were Roland. Just burn down and secure B1. Don't let alchemists mess with it. But, who knows, I could be wrong. He could be thinking otherwise. We will continue to leave ourselves open to taking some free leech if we can. Just do this for now. Zivok's economy doesn't benefit from building G5, so it wasn't clear that he would, but he's probably just going to put a TP here, which is good news for me. There's one of the passes. Yeah, fakirs have absolutely dominated in scoring. Al passes onto the big building tile. Okay, so thinking about our cult bump situation, I believe that the right place to put our cult bumps is the Earth Trap. Because that lets us steal it with an Earth 3. And Zivok is clearly going to be taking fire, or Earth, fire 2. Zivok clearly wants fire 2 and not Earth 3, I think. So we'll be able to threaten things with like a fire 2, Earth 3 grab if we come up here. And if Zivok does close the Earth track on us, then we can always just take fire 2, fire 3 instead. Okay, so that means that what we want is we want the bridge. But we need to build that hex first, so it's going to go like so. We are going to leave C7 or C5 red, or we're not going to put our cult spade here. We're going to put our cult spades on I7 and I9, I think, because we don't want this to become an issue. We don't want fakirs to be able to dig C5. That's a disaster for us. Alchemists can hit C5 if they want, but that's okay. Yeah, let's grab this bridge now. Alchemists hopefully won't mess with it too much. Now, power management says that we should try to bump up the Earth track first. Okay, so there's like a political side to this, which is that if I threaten the Earth track, Zivok could also like counter by digging my hex, because he is on F5, which gives him influence on me on C5. So from a political perspective, it might be better to be nicer to alchemists and not mess with this, and instead just go up the fire track. The 8-pointer is still available, so I can just close fire right away. There's a reasonable chance that that can happen. In any case, let's just grab this bridge now. I think Zivok should probably pass here. Nope, continues to be greedy. And this is bad by me. I should have left myself open to taking better leech than that. But that's a small mistake, I think. So I can now block him here, but he still has the ability to mess with my hex if he wants. Could dig it to yellow, actually. That would be troublesome. So I think that I want to be in here. I just want to be... Yeah, I'm gonna let Zivok have his stuff. It looks like he might not be taking fire 2 anyway. So let's not mess with the alchemist right now. Yeah, this should probably be... This could be air 1. It's tough because he has so few structures left on his board. Yeah, okay, so Zivok finally goes for that. As predicted, our power management is not great right now. But we will just go up the fire track one more time. Let's get the earth track one time. This actually lets us, if we get the town that we want, then we can actually take fire 2, earth 3, and the 8-pointer. I can still close earth. Maybe I lose water in that case, but that's its own issue. Question here is, do we want a worker or do we want coins? Usually the answer is like coins is much better of a conversion than workers, but if we need to do a hard dig, it might be nice to have that. But you know what, we'll have power, so we should be able to double spade, and I think that's probably what we want to do. So we got a little stuff from Air 1. We get to do this. We should hopefully win at least one cult. We're going to leave C5 and double spade somewhere. Fakirs immediately lock up their hex instead of taking coins, so mermaids will get coins. All of these hexes are like hilariously within reach for alchemists, but there's not much that I can do about that, so I'm just not going to worry too much about it. I think that if anyone, they should probably be messing with fakirs more than they should be messing with me. And they're probably going to focus on locking up this cult anyway. This was fakir's only single dig hop, and they get it, so they're going to get 8 more points. From their next hop, they're going to pass with 4 resource points. So that's 142. They're also going to pass for 12 points because of this in Air 1. So that's 154. It's an absolutely insane game. We're just going to decline this, I think. I don't really need more stuff. This might become like a worker's action at some point. I need temple, 3 dwellings. I'm not really competitive on network. I'll beat fakirs maybe. Temple, 3 dwellings is not enough stuff to justify this. Zivok should lock up the Earth Cult here and not force that decision on me. The other thing that Zivok could do is take Fire 3 with a Sanctuary Town here and grab the 8-pointer. Actually, it looks like that's probably what's going to happen, and I'm not going to win either of these cults in that case. I do hope that that doesn't happen here. But Fire 3 and the 8-pointer would mean that Zivok wins Earth Cult for sure, because I can't Earth 3 8-pointer. And it means that I can't jump to the top of the fire track. But I think that it's also not that good for Zivok. Oh, yeah. I think Fire 3 8-pointer is coming. Fuck. Oh man, I botched this. I didn't see that was going to happen. Yeah, I needed to win at least one of these 2 cults. But I mean, we were never, yeah, I don't think that, I guess we were never really winning this game. Is this actually a town for mermaids? I didn't realize, I forgot that they had actually used their landscape already, so. I don't know if they can afford to build this, dig this, and make a TP. I think that they're probably 3 leech short of being able to do that. Yeah, so it is fire 3 in the 8-pointer. I don't know if there's anything that I could have done to stop that. I guess what I could have done is I could have committed harder to one of these 2 cults. I could have committed harder to fire. But now he is going to be able to close both. Because he'll be at the 9 step on both, and he'll have 2 keys. Oh, God. I botched this so badly. At least there are some good towns left, but... okay, so I no longer need to worry too much about... No, I just need to worry about my hexes now. My network still matters, so... As depressing as this is, it's not over. Al does have enough to grab a worker's action, which will allow him to make this town. I think he probably takes the workers here. This is 7, 8, 9, 10 workers. No, he just advances shipping. Okay. That may be giving up on the town then. He's on the 2 workers tile, which means that he might make a stronghold as well. But that would be giving up on network. That can't be right in a dwellings round. Yeah, he's gonna go for I4 next, I guess. Zivak is not going to interfere with me anymore, so that's nice, I guess. The moment that I try to put a cult pump on anything, he's going to immediately close Earth. I guess I don't even have tempo to close fire anymore, so even with 2 moves. Alchemists should come after F7 next, yep. And then we'll close it out with Air 1 TP for Priester 11-point town. Yeah. I should figure out where my bump goes. If it goes on fire or if it goes on earth. Fire is good because I do need fire 2 anyway. There's no way I'm ever going to be able to build this, so the town that I want might just be the priest town. Or, oh shit, I was thinking that the 2 workers town was good, but with Earth 3, or with Fire 2 and Earth 3, I will be getting 2 more power, and then I can step on here. This is going to be Air 1. What does Al still want? Al wants TP dwelling. Al does not have TP dwelling. So I think that giving him a little extra leech shouldn't hurt that badly. I mean, there's nothing to think about, right? It's fire 2 or 3. And the real question is, what town am I taking? The priest is not a lot of points. It's 1 swing against Al, but that's... So making a TP is 4 points for me. It's 3 points from water 1 point from air 1. Advancing ship is actually an equal number of points. And I believe that means that I can send my priest to fire. Did Zevok screw up his conversions? I don't know what this is. I think he's considering whether he should be converting so that he can get this, but it's not that important to get the 2 workers action. Yeah, he's just trying to figure out if he wants to take a leech or not, but he doesn't need to take a leech. He can just buy 2 workers. I should send my priest to the fire cult here. Zevok will just close it out, but that's okay. Then I'll just cult bump air, and then I'll advance ship with my final action. So priest goes to fire. This always happens anyway because I want to beat Al on fire. So. Wait, did I not? Oh, okay, yeah. I was always going to use my water 2 pump on air. Okay, so now we're going to finish up the air track. And we have just enough stuff to advance ship and let it be. This probably becomes a TP on A11, if I'm not mistaken. Or H2, actually. TP on H2 with these resources makes sense. Buying a priest and advancing ship makes sense. Temple for Air 3 would be welcome, but it's not going to happen. So yeah, Zevok does have me here, for sure. He's beating me on network. And he has almost equal cults, and he has another town. Oh, shit, I fucked up. I didn't have another ship advance left. Wow, okay. I don't know why I thought that I could still advance my ships. Okay, then we really did botch this by sending that priest to fire.
Yeah, I thought that we could still advance ships for 4 points, but instead we're just going to have 2 points. Okay, so we maybe aren't beating mermaids then. Mermaids are passing for 123. Do I beat them by 12 on the cults? I have 24. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I'd beat mermaids by like 2 to 4 points here. And Zivok will pass with 2 resource points. So this is 119, plus 2 is 121, plus 18 is 139. 139 plus 22 is 161. Fakirs do not have the endgame points to beat that. So we have 2 resource points. That's 115 plus 9 on network, 124. Plus 24 is 149. It's not enough to beat these resource points. So it looks like we're third. We lose to fakirs. We barely beat mermaids, and we're not close to alchemists. It's a tough loss. I'm very saddened by mermaids' decisions here. So the 2 players who lost here, right, are mermaids and chaos magicians. We came in last and second to last. And I think that this game would have been, like, again, I'm very biased, but I just think that this game is better if mermaids are upgrading over here instead. I also think that this game is much better if mermaids are not taking Earth 1 round 1, but what do I know? Yeah, fakirs have me beaten resource points, so. I also think that mermaids game is better by taking A8, towning through here and then towning through here. But oh well. We did wind up coming fairly close to fakirs. I think that if we had known that fakirs were going to not make a second temple and that they were going to pass and we were going to get on the big building tile so early, then I think that we should have taken Earth 1. But we didn't know that that was going to happen. We thought that we were going to pass and have like nothing. So that's why we took double econ. But those coins didn't snowball early. So the fire 1 there could have been fire 1 in round 2 instead, and that could have been just as good. You got here right at the end. Yeah, it was a weird one. I think that getting Earth 1 blocked ultimately hurt me a fair amount this game. It also definitely hurt mermaids, and fakirs did this E8 starting place, which wound up working out for them, except I think that it wound up working out for them in large part because of the generosity of alchemists. Like, alchemists didn't dig a single yellow from them. But admittedly, like, I caught some breaks, but I also made a lot of, like, very questionable decisions. Yeah, we wind up losing a fair bit of elo. We also wind up losing some arena points, I think. So yeah, that was not the outcome that we were hoping for, unfortunately. We did become part of Zivok's highlight reel. Wow, we had a long game, but fortunately other players were fast. Zivok and I thought for quite a while fakirs and mermaids were kind of automatic, and yeah. I feel like I'm probably just too scared to play alchemists a lot of the time, but obviously this wound up working out really well. Mermaids, by not shipping aggressively, really helped. Alchemists, like, they didn't get they didn't help alchemists that much, because they still got these 2 hexes, but they didn't get H4, which they should have. I don't know. This was a game where not having a landscape really hurt us, and I actually think that I botched things pretty badly by not committing harder to trying to win the fire cult. I believe that I was supposed to position myself so that I could snatch the fire cult or the earth cult
like at the drop of a hat. But maybe that was really never the case. Because to be fair, Zevok like did wind up like I was paranoid about Zevok messing with c5. He wound up not hurting anyone, but he could have dug c5 to like yellow if he just wanted to mess with me at all, and then that allows fakirs to have it, and that's just like game over. So I think that the threat of alchemist was just strong there. Just looking quickly at what happened here. Mermaids, like they wound up if they don't get all those coins actions, then they probably have a worse network. And then if they only have 13 structures, then I'm probably tying them. Or like then I'm probably tying fakirs. They got 3 coins actions, yeah. Alchemist never took one. I took one at some point, like more early in the game, I believe. It was actually end of a round. It was weird because there were a lot of coins on the pass tiles, but with everyone rushing Earth 1 and not taking econ favors, I actually thought that there would be like that would be more coin tying. And I guess it hurt mermaids, but fakirs had that built-in econ from that landscape, so it helped out. A lot of spades got taken this game. Like the single spade got taken quite a bit this game, which is interesting. We were the most coin rich, but it probably didn't matter that much. Over here, we did not score on the scoring track very well, and that's probably one of our. I'm actually a little surprised by this, but I suppose that this happened because we didn't build any dwellings in the dwelling round in round 2, and in round 3, we didn't build a big building tile because we were already on it, so that really hurt. Opening double econ and having by far the worst VP awarded via the scoring tiles is not a route to victory. I also had by far the worst here because I didn't have Earth 1. And you really want that as Chaos Magicians. We did get some passing points, so that was nice, but I mean, it was a good passing game for everyone. We got 2 towns in the end, so that's okay. Yeah, normal stuff. Basically, this was like a worse Swarmlings game. It was kind of like tall and culty and pass tile heavy, but it just wasn't quite good enough at any of those things. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have too much else to say about this game. I am over here in this game, but this game is over, so I'm just going to pass. And thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for chatting. I will actually try to get another game, and if I get a game quickly, then I will just fire up the stream again. But otherwise, see y'all.